Welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's NFL week number 7, and there are surprises. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, there's still a lot of surprises in the NFL, man. This has been a wacky season so far. Definitely.
Oh yeah. It is wacky, and now there's one wacky thing that I mean would be like out of this dimension. So I'm going as wacky as the season is. This ain't gonna happen. And what it is that the Raiders went, in the AFC Championship game. That ain't happening. I don't care how wacky the season is, that ain't happening. All right. This week, shout out. We have performances from ChevyGurl, plus Sonny Gob. Will they find that shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button? First Lady, we're ready. What you say?
Each week, we try to figure out what's going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie, known as Tua Tagovailoa, wishes he could fly far away from the comments he made right after the loss to the Chargers, 29-27. He made the mistake of saying some truth about his teammates. Make you wonder what the coach is seeing and not addressing. He apologized saying, quote, I let the emotions of the game get to me after the game, end quote. Was this apology a demonstration he should be the coach? Does his speaking out fire up some lazy asses in the locker room? George Foreman, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, both rest in peace, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Firstly, Tua's apology doesn't demonstrate he should be a coach. In fact, many people now feel he shouldn't even be their quarterback anymore in Miami, okay? Secondly, hell no, does his speaking out fire up some lazy asses in the locker room. The Dolphins right now, Spitface, they're a team that is in serious disarray because all of their dirty laundry is being aired out. Yes, it's Tua's fault because he was wrong for saying what he said. Let's make this perfectly clear. These meetings that the players were not attending were not called by the coaching staff. These are not coaching staff meetings. These are team-only meetings that are called by Tua and maybe some of the other captains on the team. So really, I think most of them were called by Tua, but to be honest with you. So what does that say? Tua's teammates do not respect him. And when he talks, it's like Charlie Brown's teacher, walk, 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 walk. That's what it's like. The problem with Tua, he lacks leadership skills because he doesn't take ownership first of what he was doing wrong. Every time he does an interview and you never hear him say, well, I need to be better. I need to not throw interceptions, which he had 3 interceptions in that game. It's not what he wasn't doing. It's always what his teammates are not doing. That's not leadership. It's not leadership. Leadership is where you take your own accountability and you galvanize your teammates. But galvanizing your teammates is not calling them out and you not taking ownership. So that there's a problem with Tua, you know. Tua lacks leadership skills. And he played. And, you know, it's interesting when you get up there calling out your teammates and throwing them under the bus, you part of the damn problem. It's you who's the problem because you are not playing well at all this season. So, I really don't know when it's going to happen. Well, you know what? The Dolphins play the Browns this Sunday. They go to Cleveland. Hopefully it's not cold in Cleveland at this time of the year because we already know they can't play in cold weather, especially Tua can't throw into cold weather. But both teams are 1-5, I believe. Yeah, both teams are 1-5. After this game, one team is going to be 1-6. And I have a feeling, again, Mike McDaniels, he will be fired either before the end of the season, but definitely at the end of the season. Also, I mean, the way the Dolphins are, to me, they should just continue to lose and get a high draft pick because they need to look for a new quarterback because Tua definitely is not the quarterback for them because he basically has regressed into hot garbage, and that's what I'm saying. He has not been that same player when he first came out of the when the Dolphins first drafted him, and it's just been a series of regression year after year, and it might be due to the concussions. But, yeah, they need to get a new quarterback, and many people in Miami who are fans of the Dolphins feel that way. They're not impressed with Tua. They spent all that money for Tua, and now it's just been horrible. Anyway, Spitface, womp, 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 womp. That's what people say when Tua talks.
Well, yeah, First Lady, so much for tanking for Tua. And it just takes me back to, you know, when that was going on, they tanking for Tua. And the quarterback who's had more success has been Jalen Hurts. And, you know, because Tua, you know, we take Hurts out of the lineup for the national championship and throw Tua in. Tua ends up winning the national championship and, you know, and the rest is history. And that may have been his brightest moment. Because in the NFL, you know, he's had some good years passing, but as you said, he never showed that true leadership. And he kind of reminds me of, I think it was Sam Darnold who went to the Jets, and they hated him. The team was like, man, you know, hey, you know, this guy, you know, thinks he's something. And I think that was the ultimately, maybe that's the problem with Tua. And he has regressed. He has regressed big time. So, right now it looks like they don't have to try. You know, they might have to work hard, to get a number, to get the number one pick, but they got good shot at getting that number two. And if they could play the Jets and lose to them, they may get the number one. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was tank for Tua. But you know the funny thing about it, though, Tua was chosen over Justin Herbert. And that's who, you know, they played Justin Herbert on that particular last week. And, you know, but you saw what Justin Herbert did. I mean, he was spectacular. He nearly, so many times at the end of that game, the Dolphins almost tackled him, but he's big, strong. He was able to fend that tackler off and throw the most important pass that was enabling them to get, you know, to be able to do the field goal. So can you imagine that was Tua? No, because Tua is very fragile. So, so it really makes, people are questioning the fact that they chose Tua over Herbert. Because you remember, they went, Herbert, he was chosen right after Tua. So the Dolphins had a choice. They could have taken Justin Herbert, but they chose Tua instead, and what a mistake. All right, Spitface, over to you.
All right. Okay. What a mistake that ended up being. Okay, let's see. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in bed, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering. Over the competition, I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the knockout punch to the Commanders. And one landed square in the face of the Cowboys. The Bears won a slugfest against the Commanders that went to the wire. Does this win say more about the Bears and less about the Commanders? The Cowboys scored 27 points and couldn't win the game against the Panthers, who scored 30 points. Does this win say more about the Panthers or less about the Cowboys? Leroy Satchel Paige, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell are asking what you saying. First Lady, first, the Bears and the slugfest against the Commanders. That was a good game. and firstly, that was one of those games where somebody was going to have to lose. Somebody was going to have to lose. And weather played a role. The quarterbacks played a role. And that one guy, what's his name? Swifty, or Swift. And he probably a Swifty, but Swift was running his behind. It was just like, hey, I'm here. Y'all put me on stage. I got a chance to show up and show out. And he went forward. And I had to give the Bears defense a whole bunch of credit. So I'm going to say that it said more about the Bears and that their future looks brighter. The Commanders, what it says is that, hey, sometimes things happen, and it was one of those games, and this time it didn't go your way. So it really did. Like the Commanders don't need to go into panic mode. It don't need to be a whole bunch of finger pointing. There were, of course, there were mistakes and errors, but nothing where it's like, the Commanders need to worry about it. Okay, the quarterback, nobody need to look at him all side-eyed. Ball was slippery, fell out his hand. So the game definitely said was more about the Bears and less about the Commanders. The Commanders will be fine. They actually they look like you better watch. They ready. All right, now the Cowboys. I think Micah Parsons was lucky that he got traded. Because I think that if he was there, that defense would still be pretty much the same. I mean, they might have because he could, he can get in that backfield and pressure and sack the quarterback. That can be game changer. But overall, they start designing around him because nobody else is doing that. And the Cowboys are going to be in a situation where they will keep Dak Prescott from getting the MVP because they'll be a losing team. First Lady, What you say?
Well, basically, I'm going to say this, the Bears, the one says more about the Bears and less about the Commanders. I mean, I could say it's more about the Commanders because basically they shot themselves in the foot with 3 turnovers. But we're talking about hapless Bears. That's what we're talking about. This, to me, is one of the most significant wins for the Bears because they are 3-2, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. They lost the first 2 games, and now they're on a 3-game winning streak. The last time they had a 3-game winning streak was in 2018. And also, this was the Bears' second consecutive road win, something they haven't achieved since, 2020. So this is definitely about the Chicago Bears. I mean, the team winning that game, coming back to win the game, really shows the resilience of this team, that they were able to overcome being down, and the fact that, Daniels fumbled the ball. Well, he didn't fumble, but he caused the fumble, was the big thing. But the thing is, they were able to get a field goal. So, I mean, the Bears of old, who knows what would have happened? They probably would have given them the ball back. So you have to say that, this team has the mental fortitude, the coaching of Ben Johnson and what he has done with Caleb Williams is very significant. And, they've been able, the past 3 games, they've been able to close games out. And that's something that they had problems before last season. So they've been able to close these games out. And let's just say it. The victory, the win is creating such a stir in Chicago. I mean, people are very happy what's going on. They're gaining confidence in the team. They're basically, Ben Johnson is creating a winning culture there in Chicago. So, I mean, what can you say? I mean, this to me is a very, very significant win for the Chicago Bears. I mean, it's been so many bad years there. That's why I said that. That's why I said it's the hapless Bears. And this has been a significant win. And I'm not sure who they play next week. I have to look on it, but it's definitely more about what the Bears did. Now, the Cowboys, again, I'm going to say this win was more about the Panthers and less about the Cowboys. Because, first of all, we already know the Cowboys' defense is not good, and that's what happened to them. They allowed the Panthers to march down to get a field goal. So we already knew the Cowboys' defense, they're not good. It just so happened that they didn't have the ball. I don't think they got the ball at the end. I think, they kicked the Panthers, and we kicked the field goal. That was the end of the game. I can't remember right now, but the bottom line is that the Panthers are on the move. I mean, what can you say about the Carolina Panthers? I mean, Bryce, what was Bryce's last name? I forgot his last name. Anyway,
yes.
Bryce is,
Young.
Jones.
Bryce
Young. Jones? Young. Bryce Young. Bryce Young. I forgot. I apologize. Bryce Young. He is looking really good right now. So again, he's looking better than what he did when he was under the other coaches. And this coach has really, again, similar to the Bears, you have a team that was going nowhere fast, and all of a sudden they've gotten on a win streak, and now, they look pretty good. They look very good. And the Panthers, it's been a long time before the Panthers look good. And their coach, Dave Canales, he's pretty much done a decent job with the Panthers. Now, I don't know how long it's going to last because, that division is, again, that division is not a great division. You got the Falcons in the division. Who else is in that division? Tampa? Tampa's in the division. What I mean is Tampa is not a division. That's why Tampa wins it all the time. That's why Tampa wins the division, because the other teams have been not that great. But now that we got the Falcons looking halfway decent, you got the Panthers at 3-3. You got the Falcons are 3-2. Of course, the Buccaneers are 5-1. But like I said, they have always won that division. But the NFC is going to be quite interesting because the East, those teams are suspect now. Those teams are not doing that well, except for maybe the Giants could actually win the division. Who knows what's going on with the Eagles and the Commanders? So I'm just saying right now, I'm impressed with what the Panthers are doing. I'm happy for the Panthers. I think the fact that they're 3-3 says volumes of what that coach has been able to accomplish, Spitface. That's all I'm saying. It says a lot.
Okay, so the Bears and the Panthers were the biggest stories. All right, First Lady. With that, you have the last word. Please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, we have a performance from ChevyGurl on Shout Out Part 1.
Yes, we do. Welcome back. The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from ChevyGurl.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give a track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. On the first part of Shout Out, we are featuring music from ChevyGurl and her hit album, Congratulations. They say, quote, ChevyGurl is more than a musician. She is a multifaceted artist with a southern rap style and a hip-hop groove, dubbed the gesture killer and the feature killer for her ability to dominate tracks and outshine in collaborations. All right, let's hear ChevyGurl.
One, two, she gon' do a 1-2. Bend it over like you got a tie shoe. Slow motion when she throw it back. The booty big, she gon' make sure that it clap like a ovation, standing ovation. The way she do it got its own rotation. Ovation, standing ovation. Round of applause, clap it like congratulations. She gon' make that money, they gon' throw their bands. Course she gonna pop it like a handstand. Yeah, they gonna like it and pretend they not a fan. But it's wolf season, everything in high demand. She gon' make it clap, yeah, she got them geeking. Swerve off in the corner where the jello, they be tweaking. The way she move her body is so intriguing. Only make it clap, ain't no room for critiquing. 10 minus 2, 8 it up every time. She gon' make it clap, she be taking every dime. So throw that money, put it in rotation. She gon' make it clap like a standing ovation. 1-2, she gon' do a 1-2. Bend it over like you got a tie shoe. Slow motion when she throw it back. The booty big, she gon' make sure that it clap like a ovation, standing ovation. The way she do it got its own rotation. Ovation, standing ovation. Round of applause, clap it like congratulations. She gon' make it clap for that cheese. Thought it was boom bap, the way it slapped to them beats. She can make it go slow or do it fast for G's. They talking gangsta, yeah, she need them racks, baby. She gotta get it how she live it, to run up them digits. Look at that rotation, spinning like a fidget, bouncing like a ball. Yeah, she in it to win it. Just make sure the money flip like Olympics. Hope you ain't forget she in love with spending. She don't take no L's. All she know is winning, counting all her bags. She made more than your pension. Give her all your blue faces and you might get her attention. Listen, 1, 2, she gon' do a 1, 2. Bend it over like you got a tie shoe. Slow motion when she throw it back. The booty bend, she gon' make sure that it clap like a ovation, standing ovation. The way she do it got its own rotation. Ovation, standing ovation. Round of applause, clap it like congratulations. Round of applause, clap it like congratulations. Clap, 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 clap. Round of applause, clap it like congratulations.
All right. That was good, Spitface. ChevyGurl. She definitely could rap, had command of the song. I was feeling that. I liked her rapping. I'm going to shout it out. Definitely shout it out. Are you going to shout it out, Spitface, or are you hitting the mute button?
You know what? Somebody they call the gesture killer. I ain't taking no chances. I'm sure I don't want to get in no trouble. Now, really, the girl got skills. I liked it. So I'm shouting it out.
All right. Yeah, that was great. Okay. So on part 2 of Shout It, we'll be featuring a performance from Sonny Gob. And if you want to check out ChevyGurl, look her up on the internet, all right? Is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Thunder and lightning, no one you see is smarter than you. Ending a flavor, living a world full of wonder, lying there all day, kind of
All right, it's time for Flip It, where the host defend the point and flip the script and defend the opposing view. The New York Jets, Gang Green, are 0-6 at this point, First Lady. Will they go win? The fans, Justin Fields looks like a bust. They will not win a game this season. First Lady, I'm looking at when was the last time that, and I do say that I might not have the correct stat, but when was the last time a quarterback had negative passing yards? Negative. Going in, they took ours away from. That means, so you start out in the hole, and I'm going, now, I actually liked Justin Fields coming out of Ohio State. I loved him coming out of Ohio State. And I will say this, Caleb, my brother, be so glad that they got you a new coach who knows what the hell he do. Because if you had one of the most sorry-ass coaches the Bears have had in the past, you would be another Justin Fields, a bust. Because, as the only Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Chicago Bears said, quarterbacks the quarterbacks go to the Bears to die. You know, literally had a career. You know, so you were fortunate. Justin Fields was not, and the tale is the big tale was that the Steelers let him go. The Steelers let Russ and him go. But we talking about the Steelers. They saw what he could do. They had him for a year, and they said, you know, we'll let you go. We're not going to even keep you around as a backup. We'll just let you go. So that was the tale. And, you know, Justin, you know, that I think your future is that of a backup. But you know what? You got paid. Now, as for but the question at hand was not Justin Fields. It was, will they, they will not win a game this season. And it just is, you know, they will not win a game this season, and they will keep the coach. They will keep the coach. And part of this is that Aaron Glenn is a player's coach. He has been successful every place he's been. So this says that there's more about the personnel he has to work with than him as a coach. And that might not have been so apparent because a lot of things, like for a while, that defense was holding up to where it was, man, if they can just get the offense stable, if they could just get a good manager, you know, good game manager. But maybe that wasn't true. So wins will be thin, and I don't get, as the season goes on, anybody, you know, teams get better. They get a little bit better, but it won't be enough to win. First Lady defends, sad but true. The Jets will be winners. Yeah,
the Jets are, I mean, it's a strong possibility they will be winless because, unfortunately, Justin Fields has shown that he is a bust. I mean, as you already indicated, with that negative passing yard, I mean, that game really, I was watching that game, and that game really irked me out because the Jets, what happened was, I can't remember if it was a punt, and the person ran the ball to about the 40-yard line. So they didn't have too much further to go to get the field goal to win the game. And he couldn't throw the darn ball. He couldn't make all he probably needed was just 10 more yards, and he could not make it. He couldn't make it, didn't even run the ball. So, I mean, Justin Fields was just horrible during that game. He's very inconsistent. He was sacked, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was sacked 10 times.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure he was sacked 10 times, if I'm not mistaken. 8 to 10 times because he just refused to throw the ball quickly. And so that means he has a problem reading the defensive. He's very inconsistent with reading it. He doesn't make quick decisions. That's why he gets sacked a lot. He holds on the ball too long. As a matter of fact, the analyst, every time he was sacked, that's the one thing he said. Now, one of them sacks, it wasn't his fault. The offensive line just couldn't hold the defensive tackles coming. But majority of them sacks was because of Justin Fields not making quick reads. And that's been the problem. He's just, I don't know if he can process the whole game and being able to read the defenses and make the correct decisions. And, so that's some of the problems. And they're very conservative with him. To be honest with you, I would have gone for the darn field goal instead of trying to that's what they did. They tried to get the fourth down. it would have been if I'm not mistaken, it would have been like a 50-something yard, 58 or 60-yard field goal. Personally, I would have gone for the field goal than trying to let Justin Fields try to get a 10-yard pass to move a chains, because he wasn't doing anything with passing. So that's the mistake that they made. So yeah, I just don't see the Jets winning with Justin Fields as the quarterback. And I hate to say that they can go the whole season without getting a win. Now, is that a reflection on Aaron Glenn? No, it's not a reflection on Aaron Glenn. I think he is a good coach. This is his first season. I hope they don't fire him. I think what they need to do is get another quarterback. Justin Fields, he just needs to be put in the trunk. That's what I would say. He needs to be put in the trunk, and because he's not playing well. And I mean, it's just Justin Fields. I don't know who his backup is right now. I'll look it up in a few. But Justin Fields is he's not doing well at all. Like you said, that's why the Steelers got rid of him. They got rid of him because he wasn't, Tyrod Taylor. Well, you know what? Damn it. Tyrod Taylor is Justin Fields' backup. I'm sorry. The Jets need to put Tyrod Taylor back in the game and let Tyrod Taylor. I thought it was some scrub. Tyrod Taylor is to me, is a serviceable backup quarterback. I think the Jets would be a lot better using Tyrod Taylor. So, I mean, that's all I can say right now. I know I'm forgetting something else on this thing, but anyway, yeah, no. They can't win with Justin Fields as the quarterback. Put Tyrod Taylor in. That's all I'm saying, Spitface.
All right. But is flipping when we flip the script and defend the opposing view. The Jets will win at least one game, maybe two, given they play a few teams that only have one win. So, First Lady, everybody is playing for their jobs, and one of the things is that what happens is that everybody's evaluated. They're always being evaluated. So whether your team did poorly or went to the Super Bowl, when it comes to your career, they're looking at what you did specifically. And did you cover the assignments that you were given? Were you reliable? So there's so many things that have to do with you as an individual player that the team don't matter. So if you slack off, they're going to notice. It's noticed. And there are the other teams in the league when they're looking for players, because there's no guarantee you're going to stay with the same team. More than likely, at some point in your career, you will move to another one or be out the NFL. So they have a game coming up with the Bengals, a game coming up with the Browns, and a game coming up with the Dolphins. And Aaron Glenn gets his defense a little bit more effective. If he can get those boys to be effective, where they play like some of those Jet defenses, people were saying all you need is a manageable offense, they got a shot to win those games. The other thing is that Justin Fields may get benched. They lose this weekend. To the Panthers, who they can certainly lose to, given the Panthers is starting to play some real ball, they lose to the Panthers. It might be pulled just in time and put in Tyrod Taylor, who can win you a game or two, maybe three. So, with some quick decision making. And Tyrod may not be running around on the field all that, but the boy could probably still move. They could have a shot at winning 2-3 games. So First Lady is going to make the defensive adjustments, and they will pull Fields out the game. He's got one more game to prove himself. And then he's still going to be on a short leash, and they're just going to say, hey, we paid him the money. All right, First Lady. The Jets will win at least one game, maybe two.
Well,
Please
like you kind of said, the Jets have games against teams that are not good. You had called them out, the Browns, the Dolphins, the Bengals, even the Ravens. They play the Ravens. Now, I don't know if Lamar is going to be back when they play the Ravens, but they do play the Ravens. So I don't know what's going on with Lamar. And they still got a game against the Saints. So there's chances in the schedule for the Jets to win a game. And like you were talking about the Panthers, prior to the success of the Panthers, I would have given the Jets a big chance to win the game. But I don't give them a big chance now because, like you said, the Panthers are very confident and they're balling. And that game, actually, the Panthers are going to New York to play the Jets. So back on the initial part of the season, I would say, yeah, the Jets could win this game, but I don't think so right now. But unless they put Tyrod Taylor in there, unless he stops. But as you indicated, the defense for the Jets really is the key. This defense hasn't been great this year, and that was always one of the things about the Jets teams for the last couple of years. Their defense kept them in games, but for some reason the defense has really taken a backseat this year. But maybe Aaron Glenn could get to rally them to play better. But after losing 6 games, when it comes to their next game, like you kind of said, Spitface, I want to piggyback what you said. It's about evaluating talent now. You're not trying to win. You're not trying to win for a playoff spot because there's no way you're gonna make the playoffs. So, like you said, you can say people are playing for their jobs. I don't know if they're playing for their jobs. I think the Jets will be evaluating people for their jobs. Yeah, I guess so. They'll be evaluating their young people. So doing that, they may change some of their lineups, and that might get some new blood in there and giving them maybe a chance to win some of these games coming up. So I do give them a chance to win. I'm definitely going to give them a chance to win one. I don't think they're going to go winless for the entire season. But I think what's going to happen is they're not going to win too many more. So they probably should try not to win too many because all the quarterbacks that are coming out this upcoming draft, they need to try to get one of them quarterbacks. So, but I just think they're losing, but they're going to win a game. It's very hard for a team to go winless, and I remember who was the last winless team. So I don't see the Jets. I don't see Jets going the entire year without getting a win. I don't see that happening. I don't think I just don't think it's going to happen because it's very hard to go winless. Now, the Cleveland Browns did it in 2017. Actually, I was shocked. And in 2017, Detroit Lions did it in 2008. So do I think the Jets will go winless? No, they're going to win a game. So hopefully it's going to happen sooner than later. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen next week against the Panthers. That's it.
All right, First Lady. you said they're gonna win it. They will win a game, but it's not gonna be against the Panthers. First Lady, over to you for four flip it.
The Eagles have lost 2 back-to-back games. Is it time to break glass? Defend. No need to panic as long as they have Hurts and Barkley. Defend.
Okay, First Lady. The Eagles. It's like this with the Eagles. Whatever's wrong with the Eagles can make it right. They know how to play. They know how to deal with adversity. And sometimes there's like a little, you win the Super Bowl, and the next thing you know, you do a little Caesar pizza commercial. And you all on Front Street flossing. And you won, and you bask in the glory of that win, and then you get smacked in the mouth. You go, oh darn, we gotta play again, So I'm going, Eagle fans. There's no need to panic, and there is a need to get back to being focused. Now, and that's the deal. Now, this is not the team of last year. It's the team of this season. And they have way too much talent on both sides of the ball and they do play in the NFC East. And it's not like the Cowboys going to do something. The Giants might be puffing up their chest a little bit, but, they the Giants. And then the team that they got to be a little bit scared of is Washington. And that can come down to a grudge match, and they're going to at least split with that one. If they don't win, but it'll be a split. The Commanders are not going to dominate them, and it won't be on a rainy night with a slippery ball. They know how to play each other. So kick back. And look for your Eagles to fly again next weekend, and and it's going to be a tough rest of the season. They still will be winning the division. So just kick back, relax, chill, have a sip of tea. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay, just get back. They'll turn it around. Yeah, I mean, what's new with the Eagles? It seems like every year they go through this. It seems like they go through having issues, and a lot of times the issue is entered within the team itself. People don't seem happy about their roles with the team that seems to come out and on the field for them, and that's something what the Eagles do. They've gone through. They have something. It's not the first time they've had early season struggles, and they've done it. They did it last year. If people don't remember, they had a 2-2 start last year, and they went on a 12-1 run to finish the regular season. So, again, it's about addressing their problem areas that they need to address, and they will do that. The Eagles, it's really no need to panic, and they're not panicking. I mean, Barkley really hasn't played well, but they got to get him jump started, and we already know the situation with their offense. Their offense, as they said, is very predictable. So Nick Sirianni needs to do something with that offense. He needs to turn that offense around. But there's some things that they can tweak to make things a lot better for them, so they can go back on that winning streak. But again, like I said, this is something that this team has traditionally done. And should people be panicking in Philadelphia? They shouldn't be panicking, but they should be a little bit concerned, just a tidbit concerned. But I'm not going to say that they should be panicking, because we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. As you indicated, this team is very talented. They do have some issues on their defense side. And again, like I said, the offense is too predictable. They need to do something with the offense. They don't do play action the way they need to do it. For some reason, I know they were talking about how Hurts is always not behind the quarterback, and that just really, what he's always going to do, a read option, and that's some of the problems that why their offense is so predictable. But again, we are talking about the Eagles. This team always comes up on top, and they will do well, so there's no need to panic. All right, but we're going to flip this script. Spitface defend. They better hurry up and break glass. The Super Bowl win was last season. Defend.
First Lady, there's a time to be calm, and there's a time where you better get your butt in gear. And this is break glass time. If you wait, the next thing you know, it will be in panic. It'll be in panic mode because they would have lost a couple of more games. Right now, you got A.J. Brown. You got no passing game. And part of this, and I'm not sure what the thinking is that I think the Eagles are because Hurts is such a big guy who's heavily muscled, who can lift enormous weights and stuff. You want to beat up everybody. You want to play bully ball. And the Detroit Lions can get away with that because they have two great wide receivers and two pretty darn great running backs. So they just play bully ball on both sides of the ball. Eagles, your bully ball is one-dimensional. And it's starting to be one-legged, and that's why y'all losing too much. And then there's what is on your mind that you haven't fed Barkley, the ball to 20. If you're going to beat Bully, give him the ball 24, 25 times during at least one game to see what he can start getting opened up. But I think part of their problem is that people left. One of their all-time great linemen, he retired. Their Super Bowl winning line. So they had, a talent that aged out, and you just can't keep everybody. And that's a problem most Super Bowl winning teams have, is that in the off season it's hard to maintain the team that you had that got you there. That inevitably you're gonna have changes, and some fare better with the changes than others. But most of the time, they're the things that you don't end up going back to the Super Bowl. That's why a team repeating is such a big deal. I mean, they even get back to the Super Bowl, not just winning it, but getting back. You know, that is not something. That's something that's hard to do and doesn't happen that much. So there were a lot of expectations put on the Eagles. And sure enough, because you say, look, you're playing bully ball. You done won your Super Bowl. Just rinse, wash, and repeat. It just ain't like that. You know, everybody changes. And the Commanders are a dangerous team. They are a dangerous team. If you lapse to being a one-dimensional offense with those boys, you will lose. You will lose. Now, I don't get that they have to worry about the Cowboys and Giants, but the Cowboys can get lucky. So break glass now, make the adjustments you need to make, because this is it. You can't do it in 4 games. Well, now we need to break glass. Oh no, y'all got to get on the ball now. That's what I'm saying, First Lady.
All right, time to break the glass. Yeah, I mean, people in Philadelphia are concerned with what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, because they're not flying Eagles fly anymore. They've been kind of clipped. They have been clipped at the wings right now. And the issue is this offense. I mean, Jalen Hurts has been less than spectacular. Now, people have always questioned his ability to throw the football. That's always been his issue. They said he doesn't throw the football. He does a lot of read options. That's why he's always in the shotgun formation. And when you're in the shotgun formation, they allow him to decide whether or not he's going to run the ball himself or if he's going to pass the ball. And that offense, again, as I indicated, it's just too predictable. The offensive line hasn't been playing well either. And they just can't get any rhythm with their passing game. It's just very stagnant drives that they have all the time. The offense is unfortunately that they rely on these big plays, and they rely, instead of being consistently good, like sustained drives. Now, another issue this season for the Eagles is the fact that Barkley has been a shell of himself this season. He hasn't had that many breakout runs like he had. And people got to understand something, too. He had a spectacular, to me, I thought he should have been the MVP of the league last year, but they always want to give it to a quarterback. But he should have been the MVP because he was the most valuable player on that Eagles team. Because without Saquon Barkley, and the Eagles would have been nowhere, okay? He was the most valuable player. He had big runs, but right now, he is not looking spectacular. He doesn't even look like the same player from last year. And maybe it's because they can key on him now because they knew what he was doing last season, and their teams are focusing on Saquon Barkley. So now you got to come up with another game plan, okay? Got to come up with another game plan. Use your receivers. The Eagles have excellent receivers. They got A.J. Brown. They got Devontae Smith. These are excellent receivers. Why aren't they using their receivers the way they need to? And the only way you can use your receivers is do more play action with Barkley, thinking that you're going to go to him and the defense really don't know, and then that would open up your offense. So a lot is on the staff, the coaching staff. It's just that gotta panic. They need to panic. And like you indicated before, it's hard winning. It's hard for teams to win to go back to the Super Bowl. That's why it was spectacular what the Chiefs did, that they went to 3 Super Bowls. And I mean, obviously, back in the day, teams had gone back-to-back Super Bowl champions and had gone to straight Super Bowls or whatever. But in this day and age, because so much of the rules have changed, it is very difficult to do. And anyway, it's something. The Eagles are going nowhere fast. The Commanders are 3-3. That's why that loss, the Commanders losing that game really was a big game for them to lose too, because they could have been tied with the Eagles. But the Commanders are a definite threat to the Eagles. So the Eagles better not break these glasses, and they better just try to fly right. That's all I'm going to say. They got to fly right. Fly, Eagles, fly. But right now, they falling from the sky. All right. Please take us to break.
Okay. On the other side of the break, on Shout Out Part 2, please keep your ears glued to the speaker and your eyes to the sky.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
Okay, all right. On the second part of the shout out, we are featuring a track from Sonny Gob out of Paris, France, from his album Big Bleep. They say Sonny Gob is a Caribbean-born multi-artist, producer, and visionary from Guadeloupe, French West Indies. Let's hear Glorilla.
Ready to shoot.
Big shit poppin', that's why I be talking big shit. Ex nigga hot because he know he lost a lead, bitch. How you mad at me? Because your nigga wanna hit this. Post her baby daddy, make the little hoe have a bitch feet. Drop that little boy, now my new nigga got a big bitch. Tryna pay for a body, I told him just make me a rich bitch. I got hella heart, so I don't gotta have no big teeth. Pretty motherfucker, I don't gotta be no dick bitch. I just found out me and my little cousin got the same baby. I just made 2 different bitches feel the same way. I just dropped 2 different bangers in the same day. I just seen 2 of my little niggas in the same place. Niggas ain't shit, bitch, I ain't dumb. If I actually wet, then make me come. He clean my coochie with his tongue. Get spot on nothing, we ain't done. His old bitch mad because I'm young. Took a nigga, now he sprung. He told you he was done, and you believed him, ho? Bitch, you done. Got money and he handsome, I shoot my shot. And one, baby, I ain't just no random boy, I'm the shit. And some got money and he handsome, I shoot my shot. And one, boy, I ain't just no random boy, I'm the shit. And some 4-5, ruler clue, I ain't even use the shit. Now I ain't no killer, but don't try me, you little stupid bitch. 6'13", 30 inch, sitting on it just like a bitch. If you ain't got no green, just like St. Patrick Day, you getting pink. This year I lost my favorite nigga, she had me like, what the fuck? It's crazy how I cry, cause I ain't even get the chance. Keep making them hoes mad, cause I just feel like they ain't mad on them. Too good to even argue with you, bitch. Y'all ain't bad on them. Big shit poppin', that's why I be talking big shit. Ex nigga hot because he know he lost a lead, bitch. How you mad at me? Because your nigga wanna hit this. Post her baby daddy, make the little hoe have a bitch feet.
All right, First Lady, make me want to go get strapped up and run to Denny's. All right, First. What's the verdict? Is Glorilla getting the shout out on the mute button?
That's the real Glorilla, huh? Well, you know how I am about using the N-word and all of that. But I guess when it comes to rapping, they're going to continue to do that. So, I mean, she is being gorilla, so we know what type of music she likes. So I guess the guy, he must have produced the song. So I'm gonna shout it out reluctantly.
All right.
Reluctantly, I'm gonna shout it out.
A reluctant shout out. Okay, all right, First Lady. Yeah, I think that this falls in the category of what they call trap rap. And given this format, I'm going to go ahead and shout it out. It really had a nice little beat rhythm and well produced, well put it together. Not quite my kind of style, okay. But I feel you, okay. So this is the end of shout out for this episode. You can check out ChevyGurl and Sonny Gob on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
All right, it's time for the NFL picks. We are on week 7. Let's go over the results from week 6. Well, I actually came out on top with 250,000 points. Spitface, you were next at a negative 450,000 points. And DizzieMac had a negative 750,000 points. So the standings through this week is, let's see, Spitface, you and I are tied with negative 650,000 points. And DizzieMac is bringing up the rear with negative 900,000 points. We really haven't been doing that well with these picks this year, okay? So let's see if we can redeem ourselves. I did much better this last week after really the week before being horrible. So let's get to the new picks. All right. So this is the Thursday night game, right? Steelers versus the Bengals. I'm going with the Steelers. If they lose this, man, oh man. I'll get DizzieMac's picks. He might have sent them, but I'll get his picks later. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm rolling with the Steel Clayton.
Right. Well, there's a little controversy with the coach Tomlin said about them trading for right, because they traded for Flacco. So there was some controversy about that. All right, moving along. Rams versus the Jaguars. Spitface, who are you going with?
I really, this is going to be a tough game. I'm rolling with the Rams. They just got a little bit more experience, and I'm rolling with them there, Rams.
Yeah, me too. I'm rolling with the Rams, especially after the Jaguars lost last week. I'm going to roll with the Rams. All right, Saints versus the Bears. All right, well, we have to go with the Bears. Going with the Bears. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm going with the Bears. I'm a little bit nervous that the Bears could actually look past the Saints or be stuck in a victory from Monday night. But I go that the Bears will win at home.
All right. The Dolphins versus the Browns. Who do you have, Spitface?
Ah, man. The Dolphins find another team that they can beat. I'm going with the Dolphins.
All right. Nope. I'm going with the Browns. Browns got a good defense. See, that's one thing about the Browns people forget. That defense is one of the better defenses. And I'm going to go with the Browns. Eagles versus Vikings. I forgot. Who's the Vikings quarterback?
Well, their starter got hurt, and who did they bring in?
Who's the quarterback now? McCarthy is not the quarterback anymore, right? Or is he?
He's still injured, and
it's the black guy, isn't it? They got a black quarter. Let me see.
No.
Let me see who. Oh no, Carson Wentz. Who I'm thinking about has the black quarterback? Oh, it's not the Browns. It's the Saints have the black quarterback. Yeah, okay. Carson Wentz is the quarterback. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They gotta win. Who you got, Spitface?
Yeah, I would. Given Carson Wentz has a shoulder, he has like a shoulder injury. I can see I can see the former Eagle beating the Eagles. I'm going to roll with the Vikings at home.
Okay.
They got a defense too. I'm going to go with the Vikings at home.
You got no confidence in the Eagles. That's a shame. All right. Panthers versus the Jets. Spitface, who do you have?
This will not be the Jets' first win. I'm going with the Panthers and Justin Fields.
All right. I'm going with the Panthers also. Going with the Panthers. I think the Panthers have a good pass rushing too. So anyway, Giants versus the Broncos. Now, this is going to be an interesting game. Giants versus the Broncos. Ooh, they're playing. You know what? I'm going with the Broncos. I think, the Giants have been rolling, but nah. Going with the Broncos. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm rolling with the Broncos. The Giants will play just good enough to lose.
All right. Next game. They got some good games. Colts versus the Chargers. Woo-wee. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm rolling with the Chargers.
Really? Well, I want to know how real the Colts are. I'm going to go with the Colts. I'll find out very quickly. Let's face it, the Chargers just beat the Dolphins. So the Chargers really haven't been playing that well. They had lost 2 games in a row before they had lost 2 before they beat the Dolphins. So they're not playing that great. So I'm going with the Colts. All right, Packers versus the Cardinals. I am rolling with the Packers. Who do you have?
I'm going with the Cheeseheads.
Okay, the Packers. All right. Commanders versus the Cowboys. Who do you have, Spitface?
Commanders.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with the Commanders also because I know they upset they lost that game. So I'm going with the Commanders. Falcons versus the 49ers. All right, I'm going to go with the 49ers. They're at home. Even though that's a tough game, though, the Falcons could win this game. You know what? Ooh. The problem is I don't know who the quarterback is going to be, if it's going to still be Mac Jones. Didn't the 49ers lose last week?
Yes, they did.
Right, they lost last week. You know what? I'm going to pick the Falcons. I'm switching. I'm going with the Falcons. Who are you going with, Spitface?
I'm rolling with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons. Wow, Buccaneers versus the Lions. Oh, my. Who you got, Spitface?
I'm rolling with the Lions. If they were playing in Tampa Bay, I would go with the Bucs. But given that it is on the road, and the Lions look like they done got their mojo back, I got to roll with them. Yeah,
I'm rolling with the Lions, too. I think it's the Buccaneers, they've been impressive, but they've been winning games at the last second. So I actually think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Lions are going to put something on them. All right. Texans versus Seahawks. Woo! Wow. All right. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Who do you have, Spitface?
I'm going for the upset with the Texans.
Okay. All right. All right, so now we're going to get to our over, under, and push. I did really good with my pushes last week. All right, Baker Mayfield, 2 passing touchdowns. Your first base. Who you going over, under, push? Oh, these went up. These are for 200,000, and I forgot to say that the winner losers are for 75,000 points. These are for 200,000 points. All right, we either going to get further in the red or out in the black. All right, Spitface, who do you have? What do you have for Baker Mayfield? 2 passing touchdowns.
I'm going to go with over.
I'm going to go with push. Geno Smith, 2 passing touchdowns. Well, I'm so glad we can't do the interceptions.
Too easy.
Well, who are the Raiders playing? That's what we didn't have the Raiders on the winners and losers. So I need to, let me see who the Raiders are playing.
The Seahawks.
They're playing the Chiefs. They're playing the Chiefs. All right. So, Geno Smith, 2 passing touchdowns. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to say under. I'm going to go under. Did you go, what do you say, Spitface?
Under.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go under. Jared Goff, 2 passing touchdowns. What do you have, Spitface?
I'm going with the over. I think that game is going to be a high-scoring game.
Oh, 2 touchdowns. I usually like to look at these. Jared Goff. I'm going to go with push. All right. Patrick Mahomes, 1 rushing touchdown. He's been getting rushing touchdowns. 1. They playing the, okay, I'm going to go with push. I'll give him 1. Spitface, what do you have?
I'm going with under.
All right. Bijan Robinson. Man, Spitface, you were the only one that got that one right because DizzieMac and I had under, but he has had, what, four consecutive 100-yard rushing yards in 4 consecutive games. What are you doing, Spitface? You going under or over? Who's the
I'm going over.
They playing the 49ers. Yeah, I'm going to go over, too. I wish I didn't realize he was doing that well. Vikings and Eagles, 51 combined points. I am going under. What do you have, Spitface?
You say, you feel those defenses are going to step on up. I do, too. I'm going with the under.
Yeah, I'm going with the under. All right. We will see how we do for next week with our pick. Hopefully we can redeem ourselves. Like I said, the point totals have gone up. We're either going to be further in the red or out of trouble. All right, Spitface, what is your top story to watch this week?
The Major League Baseball Championship Series. Which team? Both of them right now have there was a change, but it was looking like both series teams were down 2-0, and which team is going to be the first one to tie the series? So, because I don't get there going to be some squeaks, but which one will come back from being down 2 games to tie their series? So that's what somebody going.
Yeah, the Blue Jays won last night, so it's 2-1 for the Blue Jays. The The Milwaukee Brewers.
The Brewers.
They're the one. They're down 0-2. Yeah, they play tonight, I believe. They play tonight. So, yeah, that's it. Well, my top story, I'm going to go into the NBA. The NBA, teams have to get their rosters down to 15 players Saturday at 5 p.m., and there's some decision teams have to make. You know, Russell Westbrook just signed with Sacramento Kings, and the Knicks were shocked out of it. They couldn't believe that Brogdon, he decided to retire. And that was quite interesting because they thought that he was going to make the team, and the Knicks were going to have to make a trade in order to get him and Larry Shamet on the team. So this is quite interesting what's happening with that decision for him to retire. So teams have to get down to the 15 team member by Saturday, 5 p.m. So that's my big top story to watch this week. All right. Check out our current and previous episodes at Bras, Panties, and Sports.com. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.